And I want to say this about Keith Olbermann. I'm sick of your pathetic ass.
Man. So it's looking like Stephen A. Smith finally clapped back at Keith Olbermann, guys. And if you guys don't know, Keith Olbermann just recently called out Stephen A. Smith. Remember, I did a video on Stephen A. Smith calling out Donald Trump for the statement that Donald Trump made, talking about the situation that happened with the ICE agent.
That's their position. Now, let me say this. I watched it 5 times. In this part, where the president talks about how violently, willfully, and viciously ran over an ICE officer who seems to have shot her in self-defense based on the attached clip, it's hard to believe he's alive. Respectfully, the president's lying his ass off. That's not true. That's not true. Okay? The officer moved out the way and shot her. How's he in the hospital? For what? What am I missing? Somebody help me out. That's not what I saw the 5, now 6 times I'm watching this video. President, that's a lie. The other stuff he said, however, we got to man and woman up and ask ourselves, does the president and the GOP have a point when they talk about the verbiage, the rhetoric that's being spewed on the opposite side of the aisle when it comes to ICE agents and how they're being talked about? And is there any truth to the notion that serves to exacerbate a situation and incite people to go out there in respective sanctuary cities throughout this country, whether it's LA, it's New York, it's Chicago, it's Minneapolis, etc., Portland, Oregon, whatever? Does it incite people to go out there and engage in lawlessness against ICE agents?
So that's what Stephen A. Smith said, man. He was calling out Donald Trump for the statement that he had made. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know that Keith Olbermann used to work at ESPN, right? So, this is a serious situation when it comes to Stephen A. Smith when Keith Olbermann calls him out, because Stephen A. Smith responded, man, and he was highly upset. He was cursing. His voice was cracking. And yeah, man, so this is the reason why Stephen A. Smith called out Keith Olbermann, because Keith Olbermann had put this tweet out right here, as you guys can see. He said, by the way, speaking for a lot of people who actually built the place, it's time for ESPN to fire Stephen A. Smith. He is now damaging the brand in a way his on-air cartoon character could never approach. So that's the statement Keith Olbermann put out on his X account, man. It got over like 12,000 likes and a lot of retweets and stuff. So, it went viral. So, Stephen A. Smith, he hasn't been one to shy away from calling people out who has been mentioning him recently, man. So this is what Stephen A. Smith had to say, clapping back at Keith Olbermann. So let's check out this clip right here. And if you can, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help support my YouTube channel, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you.
And I want to say this about Keith Olbermann. I'm sick of your pathetic ass. I really, really am. You're a 66-year-old barely with any friends. Who the hell knows what's going on in your life? And all you do is sit back, and the second you disagree with somebody, you pop shit. You, of all people, you, Keith Olbermann, literally trying to get me fired? It's time for ESPN to follow Stephen A. He's hurting the brand. He's bad. He's damaging the brand. What? Cartoon character? Who looks more like a cartoon character than you? Keith Olbermann, you can't run 5 feet with your fat self. And I'm not talking about fat people. I'm talking about Keith Olbermann. You can't run 5 feet. You've been walking around with a cane, exercising melodrama every chance you get. All you do is make enemies. You napalm bridges all the time, including ESPN. And you got the nerve to talk about me? You think I'm going to say, how many times? I want y'all to know, ladies and gentlemen, I've been in this business since 1994. I have never uttered a negative syllable about Keith Olbermann. Ever. Ever. Keith Olbermann is one of the greatest talents we have ever had in the history of sports television, if not television overall. An unbelievably, exceptionally gifted writer and commentator who is nothing short of exceptional at what he does. So why does he have to resort to being seen on YouTube and barely anywhere else? Because nobody wants him. Because he's a raw pain in the ass. That's why.
So yeah, guys, that's what Stephen A. Smith had to say, responding back to Keith Olbermann and what he said about him, saying that, ESPN should fire him. And yeah, that's what Stephen A. Smith said. Like I said, man, he was highly upset, cursing, and voice was cracking and stuff like that. So obviously he was very upset that Keith Olbermann called him out, especially, when people say that he deserves to be fired. I've seen Stephen A. Smith react like that when people call him out, as far as just like saying ESPN should get rid of him, man. So yeah, man, not a shock to me. A lot of people just been on Stephen A. Smith's heels, and the reason why is because, he's been playing both sides of the fence. So he's going to get attacked from both sides, and that's what's been happening. And I think he's doing that deliberately because it just gives him content at the end of the day. The more people that call him out, the more people he can respond to. And that's the reason why he played both sides of the fence, because like people have been saying, he is a character, right? And that's the personality he has been bringing to politics. You never know what he's going to stand on because he's been playing both sides of the fence so far. And that's the issue that a lot of people have with Stephen A. Smith right now, as far as this political version of Stephen A. So I would like for you guys to get in the comment section down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts about today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Catch you guys on the next one, and we out, guys. Peace.
If you made it this far in the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment down below. If you would like to support the channel, you can do so by hitting the Cash App at self.youtube. Thank you.
Be sure to like, comment and subscribe while you're waiting.